Alrighty guys, we're back for Sacra Animator, and this is a Duskmourn standard brew, and I'm Red Cat. Let's briefly go over the deck, then hop right into some ranked, but first things first, this was a suggestion down in the comments. So thank you so much for the suggestion, it's gonna be a fun one. We got 4 Enduring Courage. It's a 4 mana 3/3 enchantment creature. Whenever another creature you control enters, it gets +2/+0 and gains haste until end of turn. Beautiful stuff, but also when Enduring Courage dies, if it was a creature, return it to the battlefield under its owner's control. It's an enchantment, it's no longer a creature. That should pair beautifully with Lich-Knights Conquest. It's a 5 mana sorcery, we got 2 of them in here. Sacrifice any number of artifacts, enchantments, and or tokens. Return that many creature cards from your graveyard to the battlefield. Oh my goodness. You know what's cool though? Since Enduring Courage is an enchantment creature, you could totally sacrifice it to the Lich-Knights Conquest ability. It'll come back with the bottom ability on the Courage, right? It'll come back as just an enchantment. And then any cards you reanimate with the Lich-Knights Conquest will still get the +2/+0 and haste. And we got a beautiful, chunky top end that we would not mind giving haste to, like Rottenmouth Viper as a 2 of. That'll do the thing. We got a couple Vein Rippers. That'll do the thing. We got a couple Trumpeting Carnosaurs, which we should probably do some rearranging, especially in a Reanimator deck list. That bottom ability for just 2 in a red, discard it, deals 3 damage to target creature or planeswalker. You'll activate that all the time, and it's just a great way to get this into the grave ready to reanimate as well. Also have a top end 1 of Valgavoth here. Flying lifelink, honestly, that's all it needs, but it's a 9/9, and giving this haste and +2/+0 with the Courage just seems like a GG for the opponent. So, other ways to reanimate outside of the Lich-Knights Conquest, we have a 1 of Cruelty of Gix, okay, and we have a couple push and pull as well. Pull being the reanimation side, bringing 2 target creature cards from a single graveyard back, and giving them haste, so we don't even need to have the Enduring Courage on the board to give this incredible top-end haste. Sounds good to me. Sacrifice them at the beginning of the next end step, which probably doesn't even matter. If you're bringing this top-end back, you might just be winning that turn off of a pool. Maybe we should do some rearranging, though, too, because you're going to be forced to actually use the push side quite often as well, because early spot removal, of course, is very important. That's why we also have other early spot removal too, right? Like 3 Bitter Triumph, also a great way to get that top end into the grave, which is very important for Reanimator. We got 3 Nowhere to Run as well. That should do the thing because the deck list wants a lot of enchantments and stuff, or enchantments and permanents on the board at any given time for cards like Rottenmouth, or to sacrifice for the Lich-Knights Conquest as well. But also to sacrifice for cards like Disturbing Mirth. This is a 2 mana enchantment rocking Rakdos colors up there. When it enters, you may sacrifice another enchantment or creature. If you do, draw 2 cards. Okay. Now, when you sacrifice Disturbing Mirth, you manifest Dread. So this actually plays really well into other Mirths that you have in your hand as you're manifesting Dread. That's also another way to get that top end into your graveyard as well. I think this card's going to be freaking amazing in here. And you know what? Curving into the Mirth off of a Spiteful Hexmage sounds pretty cool too. Actually have all 4 Hexmage in here. When it enters, you get that cursed roll attached to target creature. And of course, the curse is technically bad, but in a deck list like this, we're just not going to mind having that extra enchantment. Of course, that curse is going to be excellent to sacrifice to the Disturbing Mirth. Rolls, of course, replace themselves, so it plays well with Charming Scoundrel. You could just drop a Wicked Roll onto the Hexmage that you cursed on your turn 1, right? Outside of that, Charming Scoundrel going to work beautifully in here, whether you're discarding and drawing, or creating a treasure token for ramp, or the Wicked Roll too, of course, working well with everything in here. Oh, also, we got a Braids as a 1 of, which should also do the thing, especially with all this stuff here at the front of the build. Mana base that I thought about for a while. Actually, not going to take too long to go over this. We do have all the theaters in here, especially for the Surveil 1. We got the brand spanking new Verge too, leaning a bit towards the swamps because that's what the deck is leaning towards. 25 total mana should be perfect. We'll see. No honorable mentions today, guys. We could have filled that sideboard completely to the brim with honorable mentions for Rakdos Sacrifice, right? Incredible top-end creatures like a Tali and whatnot. So what at the very least should have made the honorable mentions? Let me know in the comments. All right, guys, I do my dandiest to save the more in-depth discussion for the end of the video, so look forward to that. In the meantime, let's go ahead, take this into some ranked, and see how we do. All right, we'll see if we can get right into that first game. In the meantime, what am I expecting from the build? Bro, I have high hopes. I think this is actually going to be a pretty solid reanimator list, but we'll see, right? Okay, we go first. Our black source is the Fabled Passage, so no turn 1, but should we be concerned about that? We could probably find something better, but I actually kind of like the hand too, so let's give it a shot. We'll just go ahead and grab that swamp right away. Of course, the hand would have been much better if we had an untapped swamp, but that's fine. I'm curious to see how this one plays out. Enduring Courage. Okay, cool. We're going to go ramp on the Scoundrel since anything we play has a chance of getting cut down, which means we want to get some value out of the Scoundrel before it actually dies. Or some value out of our creature for the turn, right? I don't know if it would have been Hexmage if we were up against something that wasn't an untapped swamp. I think that it was still just really good to go for the treasure token, get something for the turn, right? So 2 mana open is a shame for sure. We're going to need a second swamp soon enough here. I hope it's not exile removal. Well, if it is, I don't know what it would be for 2 mana that would hit an Enduring Courage. Because the exile removal we see sometimes is the poison one at 2 mana, which hits 3 mana or less, right? Okay, so they end up sacrificing our courage, but what's great here, of course, is we get this back. This is just, like, really good, man. This is great news for us. There's another black source. Nice, good stuff. All right. So Hexmage will come down. First roll, but it gets haste, so we're going to take care of that Liliana. We have an option with the Disturbing Mirth. We're going to take care of Liliana regardless. I'm tempted by the Hexmage play, right? Actually, Hexmage set up for the Mirth next turn, and we still get 3 swing at face, right? Because getting 2 of these down, and it's a little silly, right? Yeah, we're going to want to sacrifice. No. We'll go for maximum amount of damage. That's fine. That's fine. I was very tempted. But it is 2 extra damage to the opponent's face, which kind of puts them on a clock, I would say. Because next turn, Disturbing Mirth gets rid of this cursed roll. Oh, okay, they got more spot removal here, which means the swamp could also just be another cut down as well. Grab a swamp on the Fabled Passage. We want to thin the deck before drawing 2 on the Mirth. Cruelty is also open for the turn. I don't know what I want to grab right now. I'd rather just draw. See if we find more of our creatures. Ooh, Vein Ripper. All right, sweet. Opponent's down to 12 here. The push is open if we want to hit our own Hexmage. Well, at sorcery speed, so. Liliana! Get out of here. Okay, we want to see our 6th mana off the top. Or Charming Scoundrel ramp into it, right? Creature or Planeswalker. Cruelty could have grabbed that Liliana if that wasn't the draw. Outside of that, we could also go Charming Scoundrel, discard, draw, set up for the reanimation on the next turn. I think we just want to play Scoundrel treasure token though. And then just play the Vein Ripper next turn, right? I think so. So now we don't have to actually hit mana off the top. There's probably a good chance to see it, but yeah, there's a lot to consider here. Unstoppable Slasher. All right, we just play the Vein Ripper. Also, tapped land that can come down. Vein Ripper gets haste. I guess we full swing because we don't mind the death of the Scoundrel, right? Because it's just even more damage coming through. And then another reanimation target in the grave as well. Oh, except we don't have a blocker now. If they drop the combo, we're going to die. Oh, I got the good game ready. I don't know why I swung, guys. I should have kept the blocker. That being said, no, I should have kept the blocker no matter what, dude. We're alive. They missed the combo. If it's even in there, right? I guess technically they'd... some decks run the Slasher but don't run the Bloodletter. Oh, Double Deep Cavern Bat. That's interesting. Wow, Lich-Knights Conquest. That should do it. Right? We can sacrifice Disturbing Mirth. And then what ends up happening is we manifest Dread. That'll give haste as well. We can bring back any of these, but it'll be Scoundrel probably because of Wicked Roll. GG opponent. So let's see here. So the Deep Cavern Bat's interesting because it chumps well when they're at 2. It chumps, they gain the lifelink, right? So they'll be at 3 and then they'll lose 2 from losing the creature. But then we also would have gotten like push and pull back or the cruelty back at that point too. Outside of that, when we sacrificed Disturbing Mirth, we were about to manifest Dread as well, which was also going to get haste. Dude, Enduring Courage just being so cool there. Woo, I'm glad we did not get punished for not keeping a chump blocker or the Slasher. That's very scary stuff, guys. And I was just completely overlooking that for the turn. And just, you know, I was just going for max damage, which is not a great thing to do when there's a possibility where they just have to swing a Slasher and win. Glad it didn't happen, because that would have been devastating, bro. Boy, the deck list really did the thing, though. I'm very happy about that. Except the mana and these opening hands, huh? We should probably mulligan this. Even if we had a red source, I would say it would have to be... We'd have to have like 3 mana in the opener here with that red source too. This is a mulligan. Oh, much better, much better. What do I send, though? I guess Lich-Knights Conquest, which breaks my heart a little bit. There's other ways to reanimate in here, though, and I don't think we send the Vein Ripper, because we're going to want our top end. All right, let's get the Hexmage down. Curving Hexmage into Disturbing Mirth is so cool, man. Well, we'll see if we get to keep Hexmage around, first of all. We should probably take the 3. They actually don't accept the trade here. So we'll take the 2. That's good. We prevented some damage. Disturbing Mirth. Let's do it. Nice. More mana should be pretty good. And I'm going to keep the Hexmage as a blocker. It's so hard to block mono red, guys. It's really hard to block mono red. I'm gonna try it though. If they play third mountain, we might just be in danger. If they have the third mountain and then 3 1-drops or 1 mana cards. Okay, Monstrous Rage, there's the third mountain. Yeah, I'm telling you. We're in danger, man. Alright, we should try the block on Heartfire Hero. We should try, but... Okay, Monstrous Rage. Still trades, right? So... But we're taking 7... Uh-oh, uh-oh, they have another boost. Oh, crap, we're dead. We died. Actually, we died because I blocked, right? We could have taken the 16... But then we would have just died trying to clean up next turn, right? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if there's going to be a great way out of that one, guys. Double Monstrous Rage, turn inside out and stuff. Have you guys been feeling about the Leyline ban, right? I brought this up in a previous video or previous comment. Somewhere I said it would have been interesting if they would have banned something like Monstrous Rage instead. But I understand the Leyline ban, right? To just get rid of the potential for the turn 2 kills. A Monstrous Rage kills me way more than Leyline ever would have. But yeah, no, I think that also would have been pretty devastating. But at the same time, Monstrous Rage is brutal, and it's been pretty brutal since it came out. Maybe both? No, that would have been a lot. That would have been too devastating because the meta is always back and forth too. Right? Good hand. Excuse me, guys. Yeah, the meta is always back and forth. It's actually like sometimes... Like right now, there's so much early spot removal and good early spot removal. A lot of people playing exile stuff for those Heartfire hero builds. So they don't have to worry as much about cards like Monstrous Rage. What they do have to worry about, though, is dying before they actually get to play their third mana. Man, I can't believe they took care of that Hexmage right away. So Disturbing Mirth missing for now. I think we'll go Wicked Roll onto the Scoundrel over the treasure since we have a lot of... Oh, I almost auto-clicked the treasure anyways. Since we have a lot of mana in hand anyways, I don't think we need the ramp right now. I'd rather go for the draw on the Mirth, which we could have went treasure, sacrificed the Scoundrel for the Mirth anyways, because it's enchantment or creature. Oh crap, guys. They're cleaning up our board state. Mirth just chilling, huh? I mean, we could play it for the sake of playing it, but I guess Braids was a pretty good draw. I don't know if Braids is going to stick around, though, guys. I'm going to decline this turn. This could easily be a Lightning Strike for the Braids, which would be a really good hit, of course. It is a Lightning Strike. Oh, no, guys. Oh, no. Okay, well, another Scamp. Scamp isn't like the greatest target for a Bitter Triumph. Okay, I'm definitely going for the Surveil for the turn. Oh, Carnosaur? Right. I'm gonna keep the Carnosaur, I think, and then we'll keep Bitter Triumph open for the turn. I'd rather hit the Frolicking Familiar. Scamp is also very scary, but it just doesn't feel like a great hit. Probably gonna take the 3 for the Triumph too. All right, we'll see what they do with the Scamps. Okay, no boosts. No sacrifices. With 3 mana open, I'm imagining the Frolicking Familiar is coming down. 4 mana open. Frolicking Familiar. Taking 3 for the Familiar now. I guess. I don't want to discard down to 14. Because I want as much mana as possible. Because I'm thinking I'd love to play the Carnosaur. Disturbing Mirth. Man, 3 pieces of well-timed burn. It's tempting to play Mirth just to have Mirth out there, just in case we see another one next turn or something. But I don't think we do. We keep Carnosaur as emergency removal, and if we don't use it as removal, we're hoping for the 6th mana off the top. Tough decisions here. Yeah, the only way we use Carnosaur as emergency removal is if they buff the Scamps. Other than that, taking the 2 damage, totally fine. And then 6th mana off the top would be huge for us. Maybe I should have ramped with that. Oh, Vein Ripper, wow. Maybe I should have ramped with this Scoundrel. I probably would have already spent the mana, though, on something else. Something silly. All right, same concept, guys. Same concept. And keeping the Mirth back, I hope that's worthwhile. Because if we see like another Scoundrel or Hexmage off the top too, Mirth all of a sudden becomes much better. Restock our hand, actually find the 6th mana off that as well. Like there's a lot of reasons to actually save it in hand. And now too, we have so much mana as well where if we do see another Mirth, we could just play them both on the same turn if we wanted to. All right, down to 10. We're in a lot of danger, dude. We weren't able to establish like any value in that early game. Oh, they're actually contemplating the Scamp ability. Probably, I think they might still be saving some of those boosts in hand. Oh, buddy, we're in trouble. 4 damage to our face. Down to 6. 2 cards remaining in the opponent's hand. We need something. We need something. We need the mana, and we need something terrific on the Discover 5, right? Mana. It's an untapped land, too. Let's freaking go, man. A Vein Ripper has the potential of gaining us life, but I think we need more than 1 card on the board, and Carnosaur is the best way to do that. Discover 5. But the Vein Ripper life gain. Crap. No, we should Discover 5 because we need more. Because they could just have some burn in hand. Disturbing Mirth. Okay, I'll play it, I guess. We could sacrifice the Carnosaur, huh? Draw 2 cards. No, we need the chump blocker for sure. Yeah, we could easily die this turn, unfortunately. So finding another chump blocker on Carnosaur, that could have been good. Outside of that Vein Ripper, being able to block a Scamp. Scamp still deals the damage to our face. But once the Scamp dies, they lose 2, we gain 2. But they've proven to be a burn deck. I think we're just going to die. I think we're goners, man. With Scamp in here, though, I'm still expecting some kind of boosts for the Scamps as well. Yeah, next turn we could try the Vein Ripper again, though. I just kind of feel like we need a little bit more. Taking the 3 on the Bitter Triumph was pretty risky, but I also didn't want to discard my anything in hand. I guess we should have discarded the Mirth, maybe? All right, down to 4. I think we could easily die here. Couple of shocks. Or another Invasion of Regatha as well. But the opponent was taking some time to think about it, so I doubt it's an invasion. They pass it back. Bitter Triumph is pretty darn good. Still trying to think of like how the Vein Ripper comes into play with that life gain, and at any point the opponent can burn our face away. Last 2 cards in hand, I mean, they would have just, if they had the 4 in burn worth or burn value, they would have just done it on their turn, right? Vein Ripper's so tempting. Okay, I'll try it. Since I think they missed the burn last turn, keep both creatures back. I'm hoping they missed the burn this turn as well, and I'm hoping, oh, down to 3, down to 3. No, they did not miss the burn that time. So I can only imagine they drew into one of those, right? Probably the Lightning Strike, because again, that was, I mean, that's instant speed. I guess it depends. Boy, that was a weird one, right? I don't know what order I actually wanted to play things out. Having something on the board in that early game obviously would have tremendously helped us. But their burn really hit. Burn's in a great position, guys. It really, really is. The last few burn lists that I've played have been outstanding. And the burn list that was posted last week at this point went undefeated on video, which is just so rare that I got to the end of the video and I was like, wait a minute, did we lose? Yeah, burn seems to be in a great spot. I liked the opponent's Is It deck list there. So risking the Vein Ripper, it would have been much better to attempt to draw into more off that Mirth and seeing if we actually found some. I don't know what we would have found because Vein Ripper is the only way to actually gain life too. So another thing as well, taking that 3 damage was pretty bad. Guys, I'm going to risk this hand because we're going first. And I think it could be really, really good. Okay, Mardu colors from the opponent. Very, very slow draws as well. So slow hand into slow draws. A good thing we're not up against aggro. I think our Enduring Courage has a great chance of not surviving, but that's not going to stop me. Cruelty of Gix, just another slow card. It's on nowhere to run. That does not exile, so Courage comes back as an enchantment. These Enduring cards, speaking of excellent, really been enjoying the Enduring cards too. Although there is a lot of exile removal floating about though. Nowhere to run. Right, so we'll keep Trumpeting Carnosaur Nowhere to Run open. And probably use the Carnosaur in case we want to... I don't know. I don't know exactly what we want to do here. If we see our 5th mana, we use Carnosaur on one of the insects maybe. And then if we see our 5th mana, we can go bottom ability on the Cruelty. Okay, Caretaker's Talent's definitely an issue. Yeah, we'll do this. I think that's totally fine. Lich-Knights Conquest, we do not want to get rid of this Enduring Courage. It's our Trumpeting Carnosaur, guys. So, we have Push and Pool. I think Pool might be one of the best ways to actually get there against a deck list like this, right? Just rush all the damage on the same turn. I think we just keep the Carnosaur open again instead of going for the... No. Maybe. They got 2 open here. It might just be a Knight from the hand. Crap. Tough decisions, man. Okay, I'll use the push. I'll use the push. It might end up giving us like a little bit of an extra turn. And then if they do drop a Knight out of the hand... Yeah, we'll have Nowhere to Run open. Okay. It was not a Knight, actually, so we kept the tokens off the board for a second. Archangel Elspeth is pretty darn good, though. Here's the draw. I think we'll still go Nowhere to Run on the 1/1, though. I think that'll be fine. Opponent's finding mana. We need to find our mana for sure. All right. Their Overlord's going to be a 6/6 next turn, at the end of their next turn. There's the mana, guys. Awesome. Okay. So, having Nowhere to Run on the board is pretty decent. I think we're just going to go for... Well, first of all, we'll grab a Mountain. Probably bottom ability on Cruelty, although all the abilities on Cruelty could really come in handy right now. Maybe grab a huge chunky Planeswalker out of the opponent's hand. I think we just got to go fast, though. All right. Bottom ability on Cruelty. Trumpeting Carnosaur. Let's hit a creature, huh? Let's do this. Let's do this. Hit a nice chunky creature. Oh, Spiteful Hexmage isn't terrible. Because now that if it actually sticks around for the turn, we'll have an extra enchantment for the Lich-Knights Conquest. Oh, guys, we should probably... Oh, crap. I'm going to skip the Archangel Elspeth. I am. I think we can get there. I think our hand is nice and chunky. If we find a 6th mana, that's going to be absolutely disgusting if we get to keep Enduring Courage on the board. Sunfall, okay. The exile is brutal for sure, but that was a lot of mana for them. Hopefully they miss, so that way they miss... Okay, it's tapped land. That's lucky for us. If it was untapped source, then they'd probably keep instant speed spot removal open. Rottenmouth Viper. Hold up, that's really good, right? Rottenmouth for 5, sacrifice the Nowhere to Run. Gets haste, get a swing. Trade into the Overlord. 2 blight counters on it at that point. The ability activates 3 times, right? Okay. We're just going to sacrifice Nowhere to Run. Pay 5 for the Rottenmouth Viper. It trades into the Overlord, which actually is a really good trade for us, guys. It really, really is. They have a lot to get around the blight counters. That's not going to stop me from swinging, though, and trying to get some value back. So swing at face. Maybe they'll chump, actually. They sacrifice those, and they trade with the Overlord. Right, I think we got some good value there, but this is a problem. I should have swung at that Archangel. For some reason, I thought we'd be able to push through a little bit better than this. Vein Ripper, of course, swinging in the air would have been much, much better in that last turn. But that does mean we actually need to see the 6th mana as well. We thinned the deck list a little bit with the Fabled Passage. There's a lot going on, actually, guys. Hopefully I'm playing this deck list out well enough as well. Charming Scoundrel. Yeah, they keep their hand nice and stocked with the Caretaker's Talent. I think we have to just go for the mana, guys. I think Vein Ripper in the air is the best case scenario. Here's the problem, right? At some point, we're going to lose Enduring Courage to a Get Lost as well. Because this has got to be a pain in the butt for the opponent. See, the Wicked Roll is a sacrifice to the Lich-Knights, but we don't have anything in the grave anyways. The +2 doesn't really help when there's a 1/1 blocker over there, so we could go Trumpeting Carnosaur, get rid of the Soldier. They still have an Incubator to block, so we're just going to keep the Trumpeting Carnosaur's ability open then, right? And then if they try copying something with the talent, we could pop it with the Carnosaur. I'll go no attacks. If the trade's worth it? No, the trades aren't worth it, right? Probably not, especially when we have cards like the Disturbing Mirth in here. Okay, there's their 2/2. Yeah, with all the blockers on the ground, Vein Ripper's key. So now that treasure's on the board, a great chance. So now we don't have to see mana. We just need Enduring Courage to survive, and then swing in the air with the Vein Ripper. Oh no, they're getting blockers in the air, guys. Well, that's not terrible because chumping the Vein Ripper is actually really bad too. They draw 2 on the talent. Probably find more mana here, I would imagine. 4 mana open. What's crazy is they've only actually drawn 4 extra cards than us. It's actually kind of crazy to think about. Oh, 2 becomes an Angel. That's probably the target for the Trumpeting Connoisseur. Oh, I guess we should do it now. I guess. This also gets something into the grave. So now if we see like a pool, oh my goodness, a pool would be really good with Rottenmouth and Connoisseur. It's going to be mana, so we didn't need the treasure, but I mean, we stay on task. This is enchantments, tokens, artifacts. So like that includes treasure. So we can keep the treasure around for the Lich Knight when it comes time. I think this might just be spot removal, and they can easily get around the ward cost, sacrifice a creature. There's the Get Lost for the Courage. We're actually losing the haste on the Vein Ripper, guys. But great news, map tokens are good with the Lich-Knights Conquest. We might be able to win next turn. We'll see, though. We'll see. We'll see what we actually get to keep around. Still no swing. Archangel Elspeth still having that ability. Go for the throw on the Vein Ripper. I'm not too concerned. All right, opponent's down to 4. Lich-Knights Conquest for 3 next turn. Enduring Courage, Vein Ripper, and Rottenmouth probably, although Trumpeting Connoisseur could be really good too. The Trample actually is a little better than the Rottenmouth ability because they have so much for the blight counters, right? So it should probably be the Trample. Beza? Holy cow, dude. At least they don't get the tokens or draw for the turn, but the life gain's really good for them. Dude, I'm on the edge of my seat, and the deck list has been pretty hard. Oh, they actually risked the swing here. Enduring Courage, wow. All right, well, no question about it, huh? Lich-Knights Conquest. Let's do it. 1, 2, 3. So it's Courage, Vein Ripper, Connoisseur. All right. Heck yeah, dude. It's a Scoundrel, actually. I'll get +2. I guess Wicked Roll. I'll put it onto the other Scoundrel. I guess, like, buffing the board state wide is best here because there's probably more spot removal in the opponent's hand. We'll swing at the opponent's face, guys. I should have swung at this Elspeth earlier. It's been providing way too much value this whole game. Honestly, though, I thought we were going to be able to push through a little sooner. It was just so much damage on one turn, and I thought we were going to be able to clean it up on the following turns. So remember, any creature that dies, they have to sacrifice a creature here. And then Vein Ripper dies as well, so they're going down to 4. And we still have the Trample, so another piece of spot removal is essential for the opponent. I hope swinging wide still made sense for the turn. Don't forget, if they blocked the Wicked Roll, that'll do 1 to them as well. 4 getting through on the Trample. We got there, guys. No, lifelink, lifelink. Oh, Wicked Roll. I was so back and forth that whole game, bro. What a ride. Oh my goodness, man. Woo. I was about to fall out of my chair that whole game. I was like very concerned too that I was just playing it poorly as well because the opponent was just generating so much value. That's going to happen with Caretaker's Talent, but look at our deck list really pulling through there. That was awesome. Double Caretaker's Talent with an Archangel Elspeth. The opponent just pulling so much value. That I think that showcased the deck list beautifully, and I think you guys would be able to play it out much better than how I played it out there too. So let's end on a beautiful high note. We got a pack? We do. Duskmourn pack. End of video pack. Let's do it. Boom. Oh, look. Disturbing Mirth. Nice. The Mind Skinner. Oh my goodness. I have not built around that one yet. And that might be my 4th one. I don't really know right now. Let's see. Add blue. No, it's my 3rd one, which probably makes more sense since it's a legendary, but I guess it depends what the deck list is trying to do as well, right? All right, guys, here's the deck list again. You know what I forgot to bring up? You got to check out that description where we got that Discord link as well as that Patreon link too if you're interested in joining either of those up or supporting the channel that way. And then also, guys, if you liked the video, make sure you actually drop it a like. And if you enjoy the channel, then consider subscribing as well. It really does help out the channel. I totally forgot to bring that up in the middle of the video. Well, it is what it is, huh? Here's the deck list again. This was much harder for me to run than I thought it would be. I feel like I don't have too much trouble with Reanimator lists, but I don't know. This one was rough on me for some reason. Maybe it's just today too. I'm not sure. Or maybe it is a hard deck list to run. I'm not sure either way. Guys, let me know what you thought of this awesome Lich-Knights Conquest build in the comment. Like, Lich-Knights Conquest is kind of sort of the main build around, but you don't want 4 of these, I don't think. I think the 2 is right where we want it. And I think it's really cool, isn't it? It's really, really cool. Enduring Courage is just such a cool... I guess this is kind of the build around too. Because the whole point, of course, with the Lich-Knights Conquest is making sure you give all those extra creatures haste and whatnot as well. I'd say since I didn't swing in the... Let me think. No matter what, they had to remove the Vein Ripper. In other words, their chump blocks would have just absolutely picked them apart. I think, number 1... Yeah, since I didn't swing at that Elspeth in that last game, I think we got a little lucky that they missed more spot removal for the Trumpeting Carnosaur. Based on how much they were drawing, I guess they did see a lot of removal that game, right? And they saw a Sunfall too. I don't know. I can't really tell if we got lucky there that they missed removal for the Carnosaur, because if they found removal for the Carnosaur, we would have been right back into danger. And I think that was just completely my fault by not swinging at that Elspeth earlier. But that being said too, since I didn't swing at the Elspeth earlier, the opponent was 9 life down, right? Because the Connoisseur was 9 when we swung with it. Oh, I don't know, dude. I don't know. I'm all over the place with this deck list. Braids is the one I've actually didn't do anything today too. We actually had a lot of trouble keeping things on the board for some reason, especially against that burn deck list. The Hexmage, the Scoundrel all had a target. We actually had a beautiful curve and the opponent just burnt each part of that curve away. That's something else, huh? Cruelty of Gix is pretty cool. Don't forget that this can put a creature card from an opponent's grave too, and we are seeing a lot of Reanimator with Atraxa and stuff, so just stealing the opponent's Atraxa is pretty cool. Same thing with Push and Pull. You can totally pull from the opponent's grave. It says a single graveyard. So yeah, grab the opponent's Atraxa, give it haste, swing on in. Sounds awesome, huh? There's other great targets to reanimate out of the opponent's graves too, so we'll do the rearranging again here. Disturbing Mirth. How do we feel about this today? I think I'm keeping all 4. I think more testing's required on the Mirth. I do think more often than not, it's going to be terrific in a build like this. Especially how they play into each other, right? Like one Disturbing Mirth into the next one sacrifices the first one, draw 2, manifest Dread. Draw into a third one, sacrifice the Mirth, draw 2, manifest Dread, and you're stocking up the grave and everything too. Yeah, no, I like it. I think more testing's required because I guess it like we saw it draw today, right? And I guess we did have that game where the opponent ended up conceding before we actually got the manifest Dread off. But manifesting Dread while the courage is on the board, of course, you're getting the 2/2 face down creature, but it's getting haste and +2/+0 as well. So all that just seems really good. Actually, just incredible synergies for this one, huh? All right, guys, I guess that's all I have to say about the build. Something I could see changing is actually more early removal to help you out against those super aggressive Heartfire Hero and Scamp deck lists. Outside of that, if you're up against other mid-range or control, I think you might be okay. I think it's faster than those other deck lists, especially with the Enduring Courage, and a little bit more explosive too. Should we put it on the Do Not Craft list, though? How about we talk about that real quick before I end? Hexmage is rare. We don't really see this play anywhere, do we? Charming Scoundrel is rare, but I play with this all the time. And Trumpeting Carnosaur is rare. Valgavoth's mythic. Bane Ripper's mythic. Rottenmouth Viper's mythic. Cruelty of Gix is rare. Lich-Knights Conquest is rare. Enduring Courage is rare. Braids is rare. Hexmage was rare. So here we go. We have uncommon, 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 uncommon. And then, of course, the lands are rare as well. I'd say put it on the craft less list. If you already have a lot of these cards, this could be a really interesting one. And I actually think it's going to be decent for like what should be a janky deck list. I actually think it's going to be relatively decent. But we'll see. Like I always say, yeah, more testing required. Anyways, guys, enough rambling, huh? You made it this far into the video for real. Y'all are champions. I super duper appreciate you. It's like I said, I'm kind of like all over the place with this while I was playing it and now looking at it too. Like I'm just like, I'm deeply confused by this deck list. I don't know what to feel. Like I feel like it's good, but I also, I don't know. I have no idea. Send help. Send help in the comments. Let me know. I'll tell you what, too, another thing that I should bring up is like another push and pull could be really good. Also 26th mana, because there were a lot of those games where we were like, man, we really want to see the 6th mana on time, but we just didn't. And we saw the 6th mana a little bit late. I think 25 should still work, but you could maybe consider 26 or like an extra piece of ramp over like the Braids, maybe. Yeah, okay. Now, actually, enough rambling. I will see you in the next video.